Hey pal, I'm honestly shocked about the feedback and support I received my first top 8 AFKers in Final Fantasy XIV video. I got hundreds of comments talking about other AFKers and how they deserve a mention. It seems that noticing people AFKing for prolonged periods of time is an experience we all share. An experience very unique to Final Fantasy XIV, as other MMOs implement deterrence or do not have a social community focus. It may be odd, but simply noticing these same people standing around you can create even more of a social connection than queuing into a dungeon with a group of faceless people whom you will likely forget about at the end of the instance. A lot of people, particularly new to the game, found my last video rather odd, but those who have experienced Final Fantasy XIV firsthand enthusiastically shouted and supported for their favorite familiar faces. And such is why I made a sequel video to show off more of these AFKers that people wanted me to shout out. Without further much ado, let me introduce you to number 8. On the Exodus server, there's a group of blonde-haired AFKers with the same Kotama last name. Like the Coles in the last video, this group often rearranges its accounts into different positions. It seems that Dizuma Kotama is the leader of this group, as often other accounts will be gone, but Dizza is always online. I have no clue if these groups are a single player or just a well-organized group. From what I know about the Coles, I bet this is just a close-knit community of friends. Number 7. On Ferrari, there's a beloved Moogled man named Mr. Whitekeys. Equipped with the Epic of Alexander ultimate weapon, this Moggled man sits next to the all-too-familiar bridge, leading to the Limsa market board. Other players seem to join him next to his Wondrous Campfire minion. It seems that most AFK players really like this bridge in Limsa, as it's one of the most heavily trafficked areas around. Anyone walking to the market board or to the retainer bell has to pass through this bridge, and is one of the only cities that you don't immediately have to take an aetheryte to get to these. Number 6. Genova's the server and Jonathan Joestar's the name of this big burly man, not a Viera but a Rogadin in a bunny suit from the 2020's Hatchling Tide. Collapsed on the floor and named after the main character of the first part of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Once more a Limsa Bridge AFKer, and once more we can't see his face. Could it be a comical mask, or just a mask to hide the pain? Number 5. To get away from Limsa, but to still continue the big man streak, we head to Ferrari's Golden Saucer. Oboe Obobo is always present to meet you shirtless with a groovy afro. He watches you as you cash in your daily Cacpot tickets while doing the Manderville Mambo. He's one of the only long-standing AFKers that I know that AFKs outside a major city, but it only makes sense to AFK here due to the heavy foot traffic and easy access to those daily scratch-offs for that fat MGP. Number 4. To provide some variety, I asked ChatGPT to come up with a description of this AFKer.
Deadbear Lakshmi is like a real-life mirage in XIV. You'll spot her parked by the summoning bell, giving the illusion that she's just taking a long nap in the game world. This Miikote is rocking a white bikini that's probably whiter than freshly fallen snow, paired with some hilarious polar bear gloves and boots. It's like she's trying to create a unique fashion statement that leaves everyone scratching their heads and chuckling at the same time.
If you ever need a good laugh or want to witness the epitome of AFK, just swing by and say hi to Deadbear Lakshmi.
She's the queen of chill, quite literally.
Number 3. Continuing along with the theme of Rogadins with bunny masks near the Limsa Bridge, we got Oliver and Windup Nexus. They're on guard duty protecting the Limsa Bridge, and always doing the Sundrop dance. I got a lot of comments talking about this pair. It might be due to their server Balmog. Is one of the only servers I know that has a more popular Ul'dah area than Limsa. In particular, the quicksand is always flooded with random people standing about. I think it's mainly due to the abundance of RPers on this server, and the chat is oddly quiet, making me wonder what these people are messaging each other about. Actually, never mind. Number 2. Pearl's Ul'dah has Mr. Blackrock, also known as the Pope. The Pope hat is a reward for getting 100 commendations. This might be the first usage of 2B bottom/boots that I can endorse. This, with the combination of the bee's knees dance from the Golden Saucer, is an absolute beauty to behold. I can imagine a new player's first experience with this game, attuning to the aetheryte only to look behind and see this man in all his splendor. This game is a bit of a culture shock. Oh, that's just a dancing Pope. Number 1. No other AFKer got comments talking about them like Mint do. This AFKer is always in the latest expansion's main city, and I mean that. I've had some people tell me that they've seen Mint do AFKing all the way back in the beta of Final Fantasy XIV. They also have an alt account with a similar name to park AFK whenever they want to do content on their main account. A massive amount of dedication for something a majority of people won't even notice. I've only mentioned AFKers on American data centers, and I'd like to know about AFKers in other data regions. If you got a good AFKer to share, I'd appreciate you write it in the comments, and maybe I'll make another video about this very odd subject that has a surprising amount of content. And if you don't mind, it would mean the world to me if you could subscribe. I truly love making these videos and appreciate all the support. Thanks a bucketful.